Hi class, I'm going to start on Chapter 7 project. I've downloaded all of these files from Canvas and I have them saved in a folder. And so I think I'm ready to get started. We're going to do this Home Security Systems project. And for this one, we're going to be using Excel, but we're actually going to be pulling in a Microsoft Access database. So if you're on a Mac or a system that doesn't have Microsoft Access and you encounter difficulties, it could be related to that. And I'll make another video to show you what to do if that's your situation. Okay, let's get started then. We have all of these different things that we're going to import into this worksheet: a text file, an Access database, a web page information, and a Word file. So that's part of what we've downloaded are all of these different things that we're going to pull together into our spreadsheet. So our user, Home Security Systems, would like a spreadsheet with headings and sample data that they can use, and they want to compare sales for each category of product that the store sells. Okay, so they've sketched out some storyboards, some ideas for us of what they would like things to look like. So we're going to use Excel, and we have some major activities here. We're going to be creating our own template, which is a really great idea because it gives you the opportunity to save important things and see how you can use that template later. So whenever we're building a template is like our base, and we're going to use that over and over to create new worksheets. So we want it to be the layout and formatting that we use often in our company. We'd like to set placeholders for data and use dummy data and do all those kinds of things we can to make it handy and convenient. So to create a template, we're going to use the same basic steps we use to create a worksheet. The only difference is the file type we use when we save. Okay, so let's try this. And I'm going to get my blank workbook. Let's see if we can get these side by side. I hope it's not too hard for you to see. Okay, so I'm going to first do some row alignment. So I'm going to press my Control key and click row 1 and 2 to select them, and then I'm going to drag the boundary of row 2 down until it's 28 and a half. You see it moving there. It's been a little while, and that looks good. For row 3, drag the bottom boundary down until it's 45.75. There it is. Now we want to set some column widths. For column A, 9. Can I get it? There it is. For column B, 17. Almost. Column C, 14. I think I'll just do format, column width, C, we want 14. D, 14. E, 14. And F and G. Could have done all of those together, huh? There goes our familiar motorcycles. All right, now column H is going to be 3. I is going to be 17. And J, I'm right clicking there. J is going to be 14. Just wanted to remind you of the several different ways you could access that column width function. Okay, now we're going to enter our titles. So let's do this. We're going to start with cell A1 and A2. So click security systems and sales analysis. Now they want us to set a theme. So blue-green in the colors gallery. There it is. Now let's select these 2 cells that we added our data to, and on our home tab, we want to set this up as, I might not be able to see it unless I maximize. There it is, because I want my formatting here, and we want this to be, what did they say? Title. I knew that, I just didn't trust myself. There is my title. All right. Now I've got my cell style set. I'm going to change my font size to 24. And I'm going to select A1 through J1 and merge and center. I should be able to right click. Oh, sad, I can't. Okay. I'll do my alignment here and say merge cells and horizontal center. And that's the same as clicking that merge and center button. I just don't have access to it since my screen is not maximized. Now again, I want to do the same thing to our second row. So we want our heading to go all the way through column A through column J. I'm going to click the alignment settings, choose merge cells, horizontal center. Now I want to select both rows, and we want to choose a fill color. So let's go up to our fill color, and we want to choose aqua accent. 2, live 60%. Oh, I should be over here. There we go. Now let's click some borders here. And we would like a thick outside border. Thick outside border. And we're all set to go. Now I want to select cell A3. And they would like us to zoom to 130%. And I'm going to see if I can tell why. Everything looks like we've done all those things. And so A3 is selected. Okay. Now I'm going to enter column titles in the template. I want to select A3 through J3. Let me zoom in just a little bit. And I would like this to wrap, so I can choose my alignment settings and choose wrap text. We'd also like to center this. So I'll center. And we'd like this to be a heading 3 style. So heading 3. Now let's put our column titles in here. Store, category, 2016 in store sales in dollars, 2017 in store sales in dollars, 2016 online sales in dollars, and 2017 online sales in dollars. Percentage increase or decrease. Column H is blank. Let's see what that looks like. Looks like we're right on track. So let's enter some sample data. We're going to go through and just enter in a little bit of data. This one row, okay? So just a little teeny bit. Now I can zoom back out. Sorry, I keep flipping around. We are working with category A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Comma style with no decimal places. So we want fewer. There we go. And let's enter in our formulas. So for cell G4, this is going to be a formula cell, and we want this to be equal to D4 plus F4 divided by C4 plus E4. And then we want to subtract 1 to account for rounding, because we couldn't have sold part of a product. Looks good. And now we want this to be formatted with a percent sign and 2 decimal places. Now for I4, it's going to be an if statement. So I'm going to just enter it in as given if, and we're going to count So we're setting up our if statement here, and we're saying, go ahead and count how many times you see a number 1 in this range of B4, right? Which is pretty much where we're going to be looking. And then if you see a 1, that's okay. If we don't, we're going to make it a space. This is actually going to display a value from the category list if this entry is unique. So if we can't find it, if we count through this range, which is going to be our category list, and we can't find this category, then we're going to be concerned about that. Now let's select cell J4. And in J4, we're going to do a conditional sum. Lots of fun typing here. Again, we're going to be setting up a lookup table, and we're using these if statements to they say enter a function that adds column D and F if the value returned in cell I4 matches the data in the category list. So if we're seeing an item for this category, go ahead and add it. What did I leave out? Okay, so $B. That should be a colon. $B, $100 to this range, $D, $4. Okay, so B4 through B100, comma, I4, and then I want D4. I have some serious typos there. D4 and D100. Typos, typos, typos. Oh, I have that here. What am I looking at? Been a long day. Okay, so there's that one. That was right. B4, B100, I4, F. Okay, let's see. I need to close that parenthesis. All right, let me bring that back up again. As we build this spreadsheet, we're doing it a little bit backwards, so we would probably already have those lookup tables built if we were doing this ourselves. So now we're kind of just pulling ranges out of the air. Okay, we'll go ahead and continue doing that because they're giving us instructions. On J4, we want a comma with no decimal places. We want to change the tab name. I'm going to double click on that to Home Security Systems. And I want to change the sheet tab color to Aqua Accent 2. This one. Oh. All right, beautiful. Okay, now we're going to save this as our template. So this is going to be our starting point for the rest of our information. And again, we would have already probably created some worksheets of different spreadsheets. We would know what kinds of information we wanted to make the decisions about how these formulas were set up. But we will use this now. Now, click cell A4. And click the Save button. Now this is a little different than our book's instructions, but if I want to save this, I'm going to choose a location. So I'm going to have to do this drop down and choose more locations if I don't want to save it to my OneDrive. I actually would like to browse and save it to a folder on my computer. So I'm going to go to my folder. And we're going to name this HSS Sales Analysis Template. And then the important thing to actually make this as a template is we need to change the type of file that we're saving, and we need to specify that it's a template. Now notice we have some different types. We want to choose Excel template. It's just a little bit different. A normal spreadsheet is XLS, and this is a XLTX. So let's save it, and now that template should exist on our system. Now, I didn't notice, but they're saying that Excel should have changed the location when we saved. And look, indeed it did. So it's in my Documents folder, but it's in a folder named Custom Office Templates. So it kind of took control away from me because we have trouble remembering where to save templates. And it said, well, you want this to be a template. I'm going to save it in the right place. So it didn't actually get saved where I instructed. It got saved into the Custom Office Templates folder. Now in our text, they get into some information showing you how you could change the default location of where templates are stored. That could be an important thing for you if your environment doesn't allow you to write to that Custom Office Templates folder. So we could go to this Backstage view, look at our options, and for our save settings, we could change the default location for personal templates. Mine's in the Documents folder, it should be fine. But maybe we want to put it on a shared folder so that everybody in the department can get to the templates, or, make it easier. Lots of options. All right, so we've got our template set. Now, once the template is created, they say, you might want to change that template to be read-only so that other people can't change it, and we can't change it by accident, because actually right now I'm still sitting here in edit mode on this template. Well, if I'm going to change this template file's properties, I need to close it, and then I'm going to go to File Explorer, my file folder icon, and in File Explorer, I know that it said it was saving that in my Documents folder, Custom Office Templates. And there it is. It's the only Custom Office template that I have. So now I'm going to click on my template file, and I want to right click. I could actually choose properties up here, but I can also right click and choose properties. Either way is fine. Now in our properties for our file, we want to look at the General tab, and we can go ahead and just check this box to mark that as read only. Now I'm going to click OK. And once we do that, we would not be able to save using this file name again unless we come back and change that and uncheck the read only so that it can be updated. Okay, our textbook says this is a good spot for a break. Sounds good to me.